that reshape your results permanently. Before we go deep into this, tell me something. What city are you listening from right now? Drop it in the comments. It helps me speak more directly to you. And if you're someone who values growth, discipline, and purpose, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because I make these for you. And everyone is made to help you rebuild your life from the inside out. Now, I know something about you. You're not here for a quick motivational buzz. You've been through things. Maybe you're over 50. Maybe you've raised children, survived loss, made sacrifices, and still wake up wondering, is there more for me? Yes, there is. But to access it, something has to change. Not out there. Here, inside you. Let me tell you about a man named George. George worked 30 years in Ohio as a machine operator. Every day was predictable. Work, home, television, sleep. At 61, George was forced into early retirement. He told himself, it's too late now. Until one morning, standing at his kitchen sink with coffee in his hand, he did something different. He turned off the television, sat a day in silence, and asked himself, what do I still have inside me that hasn't been lived yet? That question changed everything. That same year, George started woodworking in his garage. 1 year later, he was selling handcrafted rocking chairs. 2 years later, he had his own YouTube channel teaching others how to do it. George didn't need permission to start. He just needed to stop waiting. Now, I want you to ask yourself that same question. What do I still have inside me that hasn't been lived yet? Write it down. Say it out loud. Feel it in your chest. Because the minute you ask that question, you take your life off autopilot. When people ask me, Elon, how do you stay productive in the morning? I say this, I don't waste energy making decisions. I can automate. I wear the same style clothes. I start with the same question. What's the one problem I can move forward today? That's it. Because clarity, not motivation, is what moves you. For you, it might be a simple walk after waking, reading scripture or a positive quote, writing one sentence about what matters to you today. That's a morning reset, and it builds momentum that carries into everything else. What's the first thing you do in the morning? Is it checking the news, complaining, scrolling, or is it something that aligns with your higher self? Be honest, drop your answer below. Let's help each other grow. One of the biggest lies adults tell themselves is, if I haven't figured it out by now, I probably never will. That belief kills more dreams than failure ever could, because failure gives feedback, but that belief, it silences action before you even start. I want to challenge you to break that voice today, not by fighting it, but by proving it wrong with action. Even the smallest act of alignment in the morning rewires your brain. Neuroscience confirms this. Your first 30 minutes awake sets the emotional tone for your entire day. So if your morning is full of noise, negativity, and passivity, that's what your day becomes. But if your morning is anchored in clarity, movement, prayer, and purpose, that's what your life becomes. I believe God still works through the stillness. That morning, silence is not empty. It's filled with answers. But most people never slow down long enough to hear them. So before you grab your phone, take your soul back first. Ask, who do I need to be today? Then act from that place. In a moment, I'm going to share a very specific morning routine I designed that anyone, no matter your age, can do in just 5 minutes to shift your entire focus for the day. But first, you need to understand something about time. Not how to manage it, but how to own it. We'll talk about that in a minute. You woke up today for a reason, and if you still have breath, you still have purpose. You see, most people think the secret to success is doing more, but in reality, it's about doing less of what drains you, less of what distracts you, and more of what moves you toward the life you still want to build. That's how you begin to own your time. And when you own your time, you take back your power. Let me ask you something. How many hours of your day do you actually own? Not the hours you give to other people's needs, not the hours filled with television or chores or endless scrolling, but time that belongs to you? If your answer is almost none, you're not alone. Most people, especially over 50, feel like their time is no longer theirs. It's either been taken or wasted. But I want to give you a simple idea today, one that could reset the entire way you look at time. Let me tell you about Diane. She lives in Kansas. She's 58, worked as a receptionist for 25 years. Every day, she'd get home exhausted. Dinner, sit on the couch, watch reruns, sleep. Until one evening, she saw a video that asked one question: what would happen if you claimed just 15 minutes a day for yourself? So Diane made a decision. She set her alarm 30 minutes earlier. She used the first 15 minutes to pray, stretch, write down her goals, and read something uplifting. No phone, no noise, no guilt. 3 months later, Diane had finished 3 books. She started journaling. She was healthier, happier, more alert. She said, "I feel 10 years younger just because I finally gave myself permission to start living again." Now, Diane owns her mornings, and as a result, she owns her life. Here's something I often say in interviews: you don't need to be extreme, you just need to be consistent. So here's a simple framework. Use this every morning. I call it the Focus 4. It's 4 small steps you can do in 10 to 15 minutes that will shift your entire day. 1. Silence. Just 2 minutes. No phone. Breathe. Let your thoughts settle. 2. Scripture or quotes. Read one verse or a powerful quote. Let it guide your focus. 3. Movement. Stretch your arms. Rotate your neck. Take a short walk. Activate your body. 4. Direction. Ask, what one thing can I do today that brings me closer to the life I want? Write it down. This is not a gimmick. It's a reset switch. Do this every morning, and you'll notice something strange. You'll feel in control again. Try it tomorrow morning. And when you do, come back to this video and comment one word: clarity, because that's what you'll feel. Here's what no one tells you. When you don't own your time, your mind starts believing you have no future. That's why mornings matter. They're not just about waking up your body. They're about waking up your identity. You are not too old. You are not out of time. You are one decision away from progress. Now, maybe you're thinking, Elon, I've lived 60 years like this. I can't just change overnight. And you're right, you can't. But you don't have to change everything. You only need to change the first 15 minutes. That's it. Because the first few steps of the day decide the direction of the rest. And I believe this with all my heart. When you give God the first minutes of your day, you invite peace into the rest of it. Those moments of stillness aren't wasted. They're preparation. Even Jesus went to be alone early in the morning. Why? Because clarity is born in quiet, and strength comes from stillness. Think of it like this. You don't need to pour an entire gallon of fuel to start an engine. You just need a spark. That spark is your morning, and once it's lit, the rest of the machine starts moving on its own. Now, you might be wondering, okay, I get the morning idea, but how do I stay motivated throughout the day, especially when life is still hard or painful or uncertain? That's what we're talking about next. Because if the morning is the spark, then your mindset is the engine that keeps running all day. And I'm going to show you how to build a mindset that's unstoppable at any age. So your morning gave you the spark, but let me ask you this. What do you do when that spark begins to fade by noon? Because let's be honest, you can start strong and still lose momentum, especially when life feels heavy, when the bills are waiting, when the news feels discouraging, when your body is aching, and it's hard to remember why you started in the first place. That's why today isn't just about how you begin the day. It's about how you hold your fire all the way through. If you're over 50, you know this truth better than anyone. Motivation is not a feeling, it's a decision. A daily one, sometimes hourly, because there are days you wake up and feel nothing. No spark, no rush, just numbness. But that's not failure. That's life asking you, will you show up anyway? The people who change their lives are not the ones who wait for perfect energy. They're the ones who say, even if I don't feel it, I'll take one more step. Let me tell you about Robert from Arizona. Robert is 67. He lost his wife 2 years ago. He told me, Elon, I used to just sit in silence for hours. The house was too quiet. But he made one quiet commitment. Every day at noon, he would go outside, sit on the porch, and write one sentence in a notebook. One sentence. Some days it was about grief. Other days about gratitude. Some days, just questions. After 6 months, he had filled 2 journals. He started writing articles for local newspapers. People began reaching out to say, "Thank you, you're speaking for people like us." And do you know what Robert said? Purpose came back the moment I stopped waiting for motivation and started giving my day meaning. One thing I always say is this: if your why is clear, the how becomes automatic. So ask yourself this right now: what's your why today? Not your life's mission. Just today. Why are you waking up and trying again? Write it down, put it where you can see it. Your refrigerator, your phone screen, your mirror, because when your why fades, your momentum fades too. Let me give you 3 simple ways to keep your fire going throughout the day, even when life feels slow or heavy. 1. Anchor moments. Set 2 times during the day, maybe noon and 6 p.m., to pause, breathe, and check in with yourself. Ask, what's one thing I did well today? What am I grateful for right now? Where do I need to reset? Even 1 minute of pause can stop a downward spiral. 2. Movement reignites energy. You don't need a gym. Walk around your block, stretch your arms and legs for 5 minutes. Put on music and move your body gently. This isn't about fitness. It's about stirring life back into your body. 3. Speak life into someone. Make a phone call. Send a kind message. Compliment someone at the grocery store. Why? Because when you pour into others, it fills you up too. The science backs it. Acts of kindness release endorphins and reduce stress. But the soul knows it too. Here's a question I want you to answer in the comments. What's one thing that gives your day meaning even when it's hard? It might be your faith, your children, your art, a small goal. Whatever it is, share it. You might inspire someone else who's silently struggling right now. I believe we're not just human beings, we're souls. And souls get tired too. Not just from doing too much, but from feeling too little. So if you're emotionally numb, restless, or burned out, don't shame yourself. Just come back to the quiet. God still meets people in the middle of their ordinary days. He's not far from you. He's right here. Sometimes what you need most is not to fix your life, but to sit in His presence and let Him hold it for a while. You don't need to light a fire and keep it roaring all day. You just need to protect the spark. Like a candle in the wind, you cup your hands around it. Shield it from negativity. Breathe gently and let it glow. That's your spirit. That's your vision. That's your reason. Protect it. Because you stayed with me, I want to give you exactly what I promised. This isn't a theory. This is a tool, simple, powerful, and repeatable. The 5-minute morning formula. This is how you can rewire your day before it even begins. Here it is, step by step. Step 1, sit in stillness for 1 minute. Close your eyes, no distractions, no devices, just breathe. This 1 minute resets your nervous system and quiets your racing thoughts. Most people skip this and spend the rest of the day overwhelmed. But silence is your first act of power. Step 2, speak one truth for 1 minute. Say something out loud that brings your spirit back into alignment. Examples. Today I will walk in purpose. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I still have time. God is with me. I don't walk alone. The brain listens when you speak. Your words shape your chemistry. They're not noise, they're programming. Step 3, move with intention for 1 minute. Raise your arms, stretch your back, roll your shoulders, walk in place, breathe deeply as you do. You're not exercising, you're activating. Energy follows motion. Don't start your day frozen. Move yourself into momentum. Step 4, focus with clarity for 1 minute. Ask yourself this: what is one small thing I can do today that moves me toward the life I want? Not 10 things, just one. Write it down. That one act becomes your anchor for the day. It could be a phone call, a walk, writing a paragraph, praying for someone. Small does not mean insignificant. Step 5, gratitude with vision for 1 minute. Speak or write one thing you're grateful for, and then close your eyes and visualize the kind of day you want to have. Let that picture sink into your emotions. Why? Because your mind doesn't move toward tasks, it moves toward pictures. The clearer your inner vision, the more focused your outer actions. Now pause and just feel that you just took 5 minutes. And in those 5 minutes, you did something most people go years without doing. You realigned. You reset your system. You made your soul stronger than your schedule. Let me ask you, how do you feel right now? Lighter, clearer, even a little more yourself? Type "I'm ready" in the comments if you felt even a spark. Because if you did, that's not random. That's your spirit waking back up. You are not just waking up into a day. You are waking up into your life. Every morning is a new vote toward the person you are becoming. And if you've made it to this point in life, if you've lived through disappointment, loss, fatigue, maybe even regret, you're not broken. You're seasoned. You've got something most people lack, depth, and now you've got direction. I've said this often in interviews. If something is important enough, even if the odds are against